Um, we're almost to the end, but I haven't talked about the They Might Be Giants
Oh,
show.
yeah.
I'm going to talk about that for a few minutes.
Okay.
We can go over a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the summer. I'm usually the concert ticket goer, buyer person.
Yeah.
And this summer has turned into the best concert thing. So
Yeah.
we learned that They Might Be Giants were coming to town.
Mm-hmm.
And Bess got really excited because apparently she has seen them. She saw them in Morgantown back in the 90s.
Okay.
Okay. And she's like, this is going to be an awesome show. We got to go see it. We need to take tickets. So we got the tickets. It was all general admission.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I am. Like
Yeah.
the minute they go on sale, I'm like, I need the one where you meet the guy.
Yes.
And you get the
Right in the
drumstick.
dead
and
center,
Right in the
yes.
crawl.
Meet and greet.
And
the
I was
air-conditioned vibrating seats.
I was a bit off-put and verklempt
Mm-hmm.
because there was no option other than general admission.
Right. Well, They Might Be Giants.
Okay. And so I got it.
No offense.
And we went down there to the show. And
Where was
it?
it?
It's in. It was in the Madison Theater in Covington.
Okay.
A lot like Bogart's.
Yeah.
And we go in, and they're doing the thing of where you walk through the completely useless metal detector. The thing was beeping and buzzing on everybody going through. You could have walked through there with an M60. And they're still just like, come on. I have a metal wallet. My wallet is made of metal. I had keys.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I'll show it to you.
Okay,
later.
okay.
I have a
And then
metal
you've
wallet.
got your
keys.
things
I had
hanging out of your ears.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm, and it's like, come on in. Oh, well, then what the hell's
What's
the point
point?
of it? What, did you rent this? Is
Yeah.
this like, anyway.
Drugs, no drugs, we
Through
don't
there,
care.
Let me see your ticket. We scanned the tickets. And then they give us a hat. They Might Be Giants hat with these little antenna things that stick up. And I'm
Oh.
like, okay, now we're going to this kind of show. So Bess, I'm going to tell you the comment that Bess made
Uh-huh.
the next day to preface what we saw when we walked in.
Okay.
The next day she said, I never realized They Might Be Giants was that nerdy of a band or attracted that many nerds.
You should have called me.
I was like, well, you've seen them before,
Yeah.
and their big hit is Istanbul, not Constantinople. No, it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. That thing.
Of
which they played-
Constantinopolis.
Which they played.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I would hope so.
yeah.
It's their only hit.
So-
I did some research and saw, and it said that they did the theme from Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Okay, whatever. So we found a place. So it was a really cool venue. They had like 3 bars
Yeah.
in the space like the size of this basement, and then the venue area.
Yeah.
And so Bess found this place to stand where we had a shelf thing behind us, and there were people behind us who looked at the shirt, and I was wearing my in my defense, I thought it was funny.
Nice.
The dude starts laughing at the shirt, said, I need that kind of shirt.
Yeah.
Well, you can get it at Irritable Dad's. And I got like halfway through the sentence, and he turned around and started like talking to somebody else. I'm like, well, I'll piss on you. I don't want you buy. You're
Yeah.
not allowed to buy my shirt.
Yeah,
So
screw
I
you.
took it off of the website for the next 3 days. You couldn't have bought it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Anyway, the show starts, and there's not that many people around us. We're, having things. There were some very nerdy people there. And I'm not saying that I'm not a nerdy person.
I hear you.
Okay, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, I think I'm cooler than at least 30 to 40% of the people that we saw there.
Right.
I'm just, And so they're going through the show, and I'm cracking up at them because they're just so dorky, but it's also fun. But a couple of things. One is they have people that play horns in their show.
Like a trumpet,
Yeah,
saxophone?
trumpet, those type of things.
They have a horn
So there was a
section.
guy
Okay.
next to me on my left. So Bess is on my right. There's a guy to my immediate left who was clearly enamored with this band.
Yeah.
And I have no frame of reference for what's awesome or amazing horn work. All I know about horns I learned from the Muppets. Those guys,
Dr. Teeth.
they have the horn and they go, that's, you blow in it, it makes a sound. And
You've
you
never
push the
listened
thing,
to the music of Chicago.
I get it, but I don't know what like amazing horn work. If you
Okay.
put me at a rock show and somebody goes off in like a solo, I can tell you like, okay, he's just screwing around on the fretboard, and then I'll see somebody else and be like, that's an amazing solo, or that's amazing bass. I can detect that.
Okay.
I have no frame of reference for a horn. So he's up there doing this, thing, and this guy next
Sounds
to
like
me,
a flugelhorn to me.
this guy next to me goes, "My God, that's amazing," and he was serious. So much so that I was taking a drink of my beer at the moment, and I went in like that, and it went in front of my nose. And I looked at him, and he looked at me, and he's like, "Jeez, can you believe that?" I'm like,
yeah. Okay.
I didn't want to start a fight.
I'm pretty sure if you start a fight at a They Might Be Giants concert, you're winning.
Well, we're coming up to a thing here.
Yeah. Were there luggage tags?
Yeah. And I just kind of nodded at him, and I looked back at Bess, and she was really into it, so I didn't interrupt her with that story.
Right.
The show's going on. It's getting more and more crowded. People are encroaching on our space. This dude was standing right in front of Bess, which kind of pissed me off because she's like 5'3", 5'4".
Yeah.
And she was already having trouble seeing, and the people in front of us had maneuvered themselves in a way in which she could see between the shoulders. And then this dude comes over and he stands like right in front of her with his nerdy girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but she was.
Bitch.
And he backs up a little. They're dancing a little bit to it. He backs up like half a step. Now he is about 5 to 6 inches away from touching Bess's front with his back.
Hello.
So now it's got my attention.
Yeah.
And because she's looking at me, now she's just looking at the shoulders of this guy. And I'm thinking maybe I should say, hey, could you move off to the side a little bit or whatever? Then he moves up to where he is right up against her. Now, if you remember earlier in the story, we're right up against like this little mid wall.
Yeah.
And she can't go back any further. So she's at the point where she can't move.
Right.
And I thought, all right, if there was ever a concert in which I'm going to say something to the guy that is about to crush my wife, it's a They Might Be Giants concert. Now, if it were Gojira, I would have looked at Bess and said, "Can you get out of his way? Can't you see he's trying to come back here a little bit?
Yeah, come
What's
on, woman.
What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
But They Might Be Giants, I thought, I think I can take this guy. I had height on him. He had really weird hair, and he was unironically wearing a Fonzie jacket type thing.
Okay.
And I'm like, I think I could take this guy.
Yeah.
So I just leaned up. Now, Bess can't hear what I said. I got right up in his grill, and I said, zub, 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 zub. And he looked over at me like this.
What did you say?
I'll tell you in a second. I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
And he immediately went forward like 2 full steps. So she had a good like 18 to 24 inches of space there.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and she was like clearly impressed.
Yeah. And she got pregnant.
And she doesn't have her own podcast, so she can't she can't deny this story. She was amazed at how well I handled this situation.
Yeah.
And she just, I see her mouth like, and I just kind of looked at her like, you know what happened.
I got you.
I got you.
He the wrong
Enjoy
Mexican.
the show. I told her later what I really said. And what I really did say to the guy was, hey, there's a wall behind us. We can't back up any further.
Yeah.
And to which he went, huh? And I said, we're not backing up any further. We need some space. And he moved forward.
Yeah.
And he stopped dancing. And for a brief moment,
Yeah.
I was bullied in school for a couple of years.
I was too.
For a period of time
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
and
me too.
When you're getting bullied, you kind of freeze and you don't know what to do. You're not having fun anymore.
Yep.
For a brief moment, because he was dancing a bit, he was completely still at a They Might Be Giants, while according to the guy to the left of me, the horn guy was doing amazing things. And I thought, I may have just bullied for a second. I thought, did I just bully somebody? But then I was like, no, he was backing up into my wife and causing her a bad time.
Yeah.
So I felt like a real man there for about 30 to 40 seconds. I was like, yeah.
No, I mean,
I told this guy where to go.
Good for you. Well,
Up there, 2 feet.